Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live, Kimberly. Let me live, Marion. Let me live, Mickey. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. From all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Let me know that love will heal us all. Oh, let me walk each day a little wiser. Each day a little wiser. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Hey, Meg and Maria. Hi, Kiana. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Soul Fulfilling. Conversations and songs, reflections, and just checking in with each other to make sure we're still good. And if we're out of sorts, we can get right back in sorts right here. Hey, Andre, welcome. Welcome, everybody. It's good to be back. And joining me this evening is the great life coach, Ade.
Hey, Rickie. That's
I'm
right.
there. I did.
You're getting there.
Well,
You were ahead of the game. I keep telling you, you've been doing this. It was funny, but you've been sending a message. It took me a while to catch it.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually, I think I said this, one of the episodes that I'm reprogramming my mind to say correctly, which is a trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, your
I'm
name.
learning.
Your name is really, it's a different. It's a different sound. I mean, you got tones, and it's the closest thing to your Nigerian culture. It's your name. That's your name, and so
Yeah.
I don't know if you're fluent in the language, of Nigeria.
Yeah, I can speak it,
What?
but
Yeah.
I still stumble every now and then. Not that I don't know what I want to say, but my tongue is like, we haven't done that exercise in a while. Go easy. So,
But when you talk to your dad, do you guys talk in language?
yes, we do speak Yoruba, but there are times my tongue is like, hold on a minute. I need to Google that word. And then I just change to English.
Yeah.
So I go in and out. My sisters, they're pretty fluent because they have
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're constantly speaking in Yoruba.
Yoruba. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, when I came back, one of the things that was clear to me is to start speaking the language again, because there's
Yeah.
something in language.
Yeah.
Language has to do with your soul, your spirit. It connects you. And, so I am having to relearn me out loud
Mm-hmm.
and just like sharing it. I'm like, how could you say out loud that you're not saying your name correctly? But that's what's happening. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember I used to say, I want my life to be an example of what I teach and to
Mm-hmm.
teach from my experience.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a good prayer when you think about it. But when it's happening, it's like, oh, do I have to put all my business out there? But what I do know is the teachers who have touched me and
Mm-hmm.
supported me in being different, they shared their business.
Mm-hmm.
They shared how they went through one point A to B and the
Mm-hmm.
challenges, what it felt like, not
Mm-hmm.
just telling me about principles and
Mm-hmm.
ideas that
Mm-hmm.
was deep. But somehow I'm like, oh, they're better than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I lean into it and really have accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
I have moments where I'm like, gosh, she said too much, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just my mind trying to keep
Yeah,
it
it's
small.
just your mind. It's just your
Yeah.
mind. And
Yeah. It's
it's
like,
just your
shut
mind.
up.
It's no big thing. And it's I mean, it's a big thing and it's not a big thing. What's a big
Right.
thing is this it's the soil beneath our feet and what it's becoming,
Mm,
and how to keep
mm,
the earth strong,
yes.
whether we are Ade, or Ade,
You
Ade.
actually said it right the first time. The very first time. I don't know if you can catch that again.
No, I
And
did not say it.
you did. But you know what's interesting, which has also been a
I said Ade. That's what I
well, that's
said.
the third time. The first time you said it,
Uh-huh.
I felt my mom was calling me because you
Come
said his
on with it
name.
now. Come on now. They said I was good with languages. But anyway, what I love about what you were sharing about your story and about your intention to be here, whatever way it shows up, if it's you, it's all right.
Mhm.
It's you. Whatever it takes for you to be you. You know,
Yes.
So I don't really concern myself with what people think about whether I put my business in the street. My life is an open book. And it's all right, not because I'm telling my business, but because I have a heart that's open.
Yes.
I have an open heart. It's
Yes.
all in my songs. I mean, I'm telling stories all the time in the songs. So
Stories.
it's like
Yes.
and what's even more important than the story is what people are getting when we're not talking. What's touching them when we're not
Hmm.
speaking.
Mm.
What are they feeling when we're quiet, when we are
Yes.
being, or
Yes.
what are they getting through our work when we're
Hmm.
not deliberately teaching a point? Because I'm not trying to do that. I don't know. I don't, it's not what I do. I'm a singer.
Hmm.
I love to sing. I love to write. I love to catch the impress of the spirit. That's that's the way it comes to me, and I love to share that for the good. And that's a good life.
Yes.
It's a good life, and along the way, if I'm speaking and I'm sharing some things, I'm sharing it because I'm feeling very close to people on this thread.
Yes.
I'm feeling close to you.
Hmm.
It's like I'm feeling like we're one, like like that we can talk and
Yes.
that you would understand. And
Hmm.
sometimes, you know, like I was listening to this to one of my teachers today, and he said, he says there are people that hate him because of what he stands for.
Hmm.
They hate him. They come after him all kinds of ways. He says, but that's more about them than it is about him.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's about them. He said, we allow somebody else's poison to poison us,
Mm.
then who's getting sick?
Yes. Yes.
Then who's getting sick? So I just to be here, to be thankful, to be joyful, and when I say to be joyful, I mean like really being in the joy. And being in the joy is not Rickie's in her house all day going like, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. It's not that at all. it's
Right.
but it's but there's peace in my heart.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when I'm out of sorts, when something is turning me around, you know man, y'all should see me around here. you
Yeah.
know I go deep, and then I went to sleep. And when I woke, I was like, oh yeah, there I am. Like I could
Yes.
feel that I was back in balance. Sometimes we just need to go to sleep. You know,
Yes.
sometimes we
Yes.
just need to rest.
We just
There,
need to rest.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm learning more and more the things that we call our flaws. or the trauma, the pain, the things about ourselves that we can't quite make peace with is what really shines the light of who we really are.
Yeah.
It is. We think it's imperfect or faulty, but that's the unique way in which the divine is showing up. And the
Yes.
more we can be at peace with that, the more we say, damn, God looks good on you. It's unique. It's your unique way. But sometimes we're trying to fit in to be spiritual, to be loving, to be what is it? What do they call it now? I can't remember that. A light worker. You can be a light worker in all of your glory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like in the moment when you turn around, you, universal you,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm reminded that there's another way. And sometimes, even when I'm losing my, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
there's a perspective there. Because there's already the spiritual practice, the intention to be more of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So the work that I do every morning, during the day, at night, always brings me back to the middle. It's like, is that how you want to show up? Was that really right to say? Can you go back and correct that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. It's not this, we get to a point where we're like, that's it, I'm spiritual. Bless you. Bless
Yeah.
you. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. And you know, the church, well, I remember church, sometimes people would get positions in church and would feel so good because they got a position in the church and it made them feel special, you know, and they would have these positions and they'd be acting out left and right, you know, in the positions like their job was like to be an usher, right?
Yes.
You know, and there was this one man, he was such a beautiful being when I got to know him, but man, he was really an interesting personality, and because he was being the kind of usher he thought was responsible, as opposed to being himself and greeting people in.
Yes.
He was being an usher. You know, what he thought an usher was, you know.
Right.
And sometimes that's what we're being. We're being a wife and what we think a wife is.
Yes.
You know, what we think a wife does. What we think, you know, it's like, no. A lover loves. You know, a lover loves to love.
Love everybody. I don't know why I had that courage to sing just now.
That's great. love everybody. Love when it's hard to love. Our loving will change the world. That was a good one. Sing all together. Sing when it's hard to sing. Our singing will change the world. Share who you are and share when it's hard to share. Our sharing will change the world. Care for each other. Care for the ones who need care. Our caring will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our singing will change the world. Our caring will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our loving. Love that song. Thank you for singing that.
I am a vessel for the divine.
Oh, wow. You are a vessel for the divine. You got, hey, Jennifer Berkeley is joining us from Connecticut. Hey, I saw Janice in the house, changing the world with us. Oh yeah, Sharon Fuller. I just wanted to acknowledge some of these people who I haven't seen in a while. And maybe just being away for a week. Hi, Digby. Hi. It's just like, oh, I just feel so. I feel so good right now.
Mm.
Thank you. For that suggestion, because that
Yeah.
song, man.
Yes.
You know, when people are coming at you. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love yourself, our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Yeah, that's everything we do. Yeah, that's
Simple truth.
yeah,
Simple truth.
yeah. And living from the good we know.
Yes.
Living from the good we know. Because
Mm.
sometimes you go a lifetime and you don't know certain practices that speak of that are supposed to be healthy practices. You're living from the good
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and in the time that you have to be here, you know,
Yes.
and in that time, like I was telling my uncle and my brother, mostly my brother, but it was like I was like, well, because my uncle was saying I was with my uncle George. I love him, but he said, "Oh, you gonna live to be alone. Oh no, where you going? Oh, you gonna be here,
Mm.
And he's in his 95th year, and
Wow.
he said, well, if he had attended to himself like I attend to mine,
Mm.
then maybe he wouldn't have. So things wouldn't have happened like they did, like he had to have a leg amputated, whatever, blah blah blah. And so, when I'm listening
Mm.
to him, I was like, Uncle George, you know, I believe, I don't know when God will call me home. It could be in the middle of the night. You never know when it's time for you to go, But what I wanted was a beautiful, I wanted to live, I wanted to be strong while I was here. I said,
Yes.
I don't know how long my life was going to be, but maybe I said this some other time here on the call, but I just wanted to be strong in my
Mm.
body. I wanted to have a good quality of life
Mm.
while I was here, a good quality.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, there are things that you can't control that happen. You want to control it, but they're dropping stuff from the air and, chemtrails, and you don't know what's in it, but it's coming down on you, baby. So you do your
Walking
best.
in it.
You do your best, but there are other things that you have absolute control over.
Yes.
And I found out that this is funny because I am the leftover queen. I will take some leftovers, heat them up, doctor them up.
You'll
I
make a
mean,
meal.
and Georgia was like, "Mommy, throw away those grits." I was like, "These grits are good. Why you throwing away these grits?" So I be, heating them up the next morning. Because I'm my mama's daughter, right? And she didn't throw away no food, right? You ate all the food on your plate, and whatever was left over, you
Yeah.
used that the next day or the next day. You ate food. Sometimes you ate them black eyed peas. They picked a big old pot. You be eating black eyed peas for 4 days. And so I was listening to this person that was speaking last night, and
Mm.
he says, look, you you cook what you need. He
Mm.
didn't say this part, but he said food shouldn't be eaten an hour and a half after it's prepared.
I know that's right.
You know, he says 4 hours max.
That is sick.
4 hours max. He says after
Hmm.
that, throw it away because what it's doing in your body.
Don't eat anything after 4 hours. Any
No,
food
not
after.
4 hours. Not after four. No, 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 no. Not after 4 hours. It's like after being prepared, after
Mm-hmm.
preparing the food, you should eat it within an hour and a half after it's prepared. The longest would be 4 hours, the longest after it's been cooked. And then after that, you discard it. So the big deal is to cook enough for you to eat, to cook enough. And then the next day you will cook it fresh again. So you're eating fresh food. You're not eating food from the day before. I'm going like, dude, you done put the nail in my leftover coffin.
I hear a voice in my head. The devil is a lie.
Man, I was heating up Annie's organic biscuits, So the thing is like, but I mean, I don't do Annie's. I try not to do too much of that anymore. But I did it for a while, had a good time, and then I realized that it wasn't going to be in the long run. It's not what's best for me, But when he said that, I was like, wow, I'm going to have to change some things because I knew he was telling the truth. I knew he was telling the truth for me, and so I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped. And to be able to stop something, a habit, when you've learned that there's a better way, that's to me, that's a sign of intelligence. If you keep doing the same old things and they're hurting you, then and you're saying our loving will change the world, but you're killing yourself. You're not loving yourself, and then there's some people, man, they can smoke and drink and do everything. They're going to live to be 120 years old. So it's not about living long, but it's about living lively, and also in alignment with the earth.
Yes.
In alignment with the earth. So I was just happy about that, because Georgia don't be doing no leftovers. She doesn't, I be putting them leftovers up.
I love my leftovers. That 4-hour thing. Maybe I'll get there. I don't know. And
I wanted to ask him, does that go with yams?
I can't even be that specific. I'm like, just the idea.
but with the Rasta and the Ital eating, they do that. They don't eat leftovers. They prepare what they need and then they eat it, and share it. That's the other part. Hey, if you're not going to eat it, you can share it. Go out on the street, share it with somebody who you think needs some food. There's so many ways that I can run with that. And I'm going to tell you something. Today, I didn't have all that gas. Those quiet bombs when nobody's around. I didn't have the flatulence. I
was like, what? And then you left this pause to kind of figure. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute.
See, the people in the thread, they weren't a greedy little girl. I was a greedy little girl. So, I'm healing all of that now. I'm healing it now. And, oh my God, it's just so good to be able to change. I have a friend that says, that my friend Roy Mays, he says that a mark of intelligence is being able to change, to adjust, to adapt, to new, to what's coming in, a new way. And I was really glad to hear that information. And and hey, touche. Anyway, life is good, and I'm thankful.
It's good, and it's getting better.
Did you see the devotional on Sunday?
Oh, I didn't see a lot of it. I saw maybe 30 minutes of it. What did I miss?
Oh, you missed everything.
I know, right?
Yeah, you need to go back because we were killing. Did you hear this one? You hear that one?
I heard that part. That was from the beginning.
Thank you. Praise you. Love you. Recognize you. Thank you. Praise you. Love you. Recognize you. Thank you. I mean, that was a holy song. I mean, it's like you feel like you're in the Baptist church and you in the choir, you're in the back of the room and y'all rocking, getting ready to come in.
Not the Baptist church, the Meta Baptist church.
Wait a minute. Oh no, you're not reheating grits, Rickie. Not anymore, Kimberly. Not after yesterday. I gave up my old ways. But those reheated grits were good, dude.
Yeah, we can't even say you've stopped doing it yet. We'll wait for a couple of weeks to see if you've actually stopped.
What did Karen? Hi, Karen Norman. Love is eternal love. It's the best love, unconditional love. Hey, Karen Norman was a second soprano in the Agape choir, and really strong. And she sings the songs in other spiritual centers. And welcome to the call tonight, Karen. Ananda Leek, Thank you. I'm glad that you could be on. Command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's here for you. Oh, God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things anew. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. What must I do in times of war? What must I do in times of suffering of others? What must I do? What is there for me to do? These are the big questions these days.
Yes.
You know, but it begins and ends with God for me. You know, it just begins and ends with a closer walk with God, which is God and all of God's creation. And just to remember that whatever position you're supporting, whatever it looks like, just know. And I got this in a beautiful thread yesterday from Reverend Keith. He sends a thread out every morning, and he's like really Cox. Hold on a minute. Talk. Go on and say something. I did.
Yeah, I heard that. Just say something. Go talk. Well,
I'm trying to find it.
yeah, we'll be in a place of stillness as you download it. But yes,
Yes.
you know, just that whole feeling about being used. This ultimate. I mean, I think sometimes we even overcomplicate the you being used. God is in you. You're in God. Wherever you show up, if your intention, particularly when your intention is about making a difference, adding to what is happening,
Yes.
you're being used. You're being used sometimes when you don't
Yeah.
even know it.
Yeah.
You could be used as like, I don't want to be like her. I don't want to be like him. You're being used. We get to choose. We
We get to
get to
choose.
choose. We get to choose. We get to choose.
I found the thread. We do get to choose, and
Mm,
he said because I get it at 7:30 every morning. He sends out
mm,
a thread, and somebody who goes to his church says, "Hey, Reverend Keith sends out this thread, and this is the Los Angeles Center for Spiritual Living, and
okay.
and this is Reverend Dr. Keith Cox. He's a really beautiful man, and he sends these messages out, and sometimes I read them, and sometimes they really speak to me." And this one I'm going to read first was one that he sent. It was like from Frank Sinatra, and he says, "If you don't know the guy on the other side of the world, love him anyway, because he's just like you. He has the same dreams, the same hopes and fears. It's one world, pal. We're all neighbors, and we consider that we're all neighbors." And invite our government and the the people up there who making all these crazy decisions, and they're supposed to be intelligent people, but what they're making, the decisions they're making are not intelligent, and we just need to kind of face that. It's so
Yes.
good to be able to wake up and to know the truth. I mean, 60 years ago, it was hard to know, you know, because I was a kid and I didn't understand how things went. But it's really something to grow up and to see some of how the world functions, some of it, because there are layers and layers and layers. But throughout all of this one that came today and this was the prayer of Francisco. I love the prayer of Francisco. Y'all call him Saint Francis. I call him Francisco. He says, "O Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, I may bring love. Where there is wrong, I may bring forgiveness. Where there is discord, I may bring harmony. Where there is error, I may bring truth. Where there is despair, where there is doubt, I may bring faith. And where there is despair, I may bring hope." And I read that, I was like, yeah. I marinated on that. Because that's where I'm living right there.
Yes.
I'm living right there. I mean, how many times have we heard this prayer? And then we go attack.
Right.
And we go on the attack. We go, it's like, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, I may bring love. But I can't bring love if I'm not love. If I am love, I don't even have to bring love. I am bringing love.
Show up as it. Yes.
I'm showing up. This writing is good, but it's like when we are when we're doing it, when it's happening in us, that's what's happening. Where there's wrong, that I may be forgiveness. I may be forgiveness when somebody's showing out. It's like you can engage in that if you want to.
Yes.
If you want to. But you can, it's like Jesus said it. Forgive them. They don't know what they're doing.
Right.
If they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't be doing that. Because they're poisoning themselves while they're trying to kill me. I don't know the real story about Yeshua, because I don't believe most of it in terms of the events that happened. But I believe his words. I believe his words. His words were extraordinary. He's like, hey.
Yeah.
Folks acting up, it's like the poor will be with us always. Poor in spirit, poor in light. People who have such a small idea of who they are that they go beating up on other people because they think that there's not enough, that they're not enough, that they're not enough. Not that there's not enough, that they're not enough. That you got such a small idea of what you think you came to be that you would drop some bombs on somebody else.
Okay.
And maybe, over here, maybe we're dropping bombs on people in our family.
Yes.
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 Because it gets really personal with our families, and we want them to see. And it's like, and then when a parent passes over, and you got all that probate stuff, and it's like, it's like it can be interesting.
Yes, interesting indeed.
Where there's wrong, that I may bring forgiveness. Where there's discord, I may bring harmony. Where there's error, I may bring truth. But I like that I may be the truth.
Because you can't bring it if you're not being it.
Yeah, where there's doubt, that I may be faithful.
Yes. Yes.
Where there's despair, that I may be the face of hope. That we can make it through.
Yes.
So, yeah. Reverend Keith, thank you for that. Yeah.
I heard something that I'd never heard before because I was personalizing it. It's almost like where there is, let me be or bring, like something that I'm doing to the external. So even the conversation about Father, forgive them for they know not what they do.
Yeah.
And I hear clients say, it's easy for me to forgive other people, but it's just hard for me to forgive myself. And I just heard something differently. Like, even if we tried and say, when it's hard for me to forgive myself, to say I forgive myself, well, I know not what I do. I don't know why I can't forgive myself. I don't know why I'm holding on to the story. I don't know why I feel like it's easy to forgive others than but I forgive. Father, forgive me. Father, show me how to forgive me. And when we supercharge the spiritual principles, these ideas, these qualities, when it becomes embodied, we can do it intellectually. I'm going to love you. I'm going to do something that's loving and still feel drained because it's coming from here. But when it comes from here, as you said earlier, you may not have to say anything.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You may just want to give a hug.
Yeah.
Or you may just be like you just did. And they hear it. And the
Yeah.
person can say, I don't know why that bothers me, but thank you for listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of trying to say, well, you don't want to think that thought because that's a negative thought. And if you think a negative thought,
Yeah.
you're going to bring more of that to you. Sometimes you just need to shut it off and be the space
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
person to experience what they need to experience. And
Yeah.
that's always a practice. There's a moment to moment to moment thing. That's the work. If we really, I feel, I'm generalizing, if we really be about the father, the mother's business, we won't have time for all the other foolishness. We won't even know. What, there's a war going on? Really? Where? Why? And then the minute we turn our attention to it, because we've been so busy doing the work, just our recognition, awareness of it changes something. We may never see how, but it could be somebody. It could be a soldier that says, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. It could be a woman who comes on Russian TV saying, don't believe it. We just never know. The things that we've said, oh, we don't know why they're doing that, or why were they talking back to the police? Just your attention of love, of healing, of unity from an embodied perspective changes things. I can get my phone right now. I have a thought and type these words on my phone that came from my thought. And you get to read my thought. But somehow that's not strange. But however, if I focus my loving thought, it's like, well, I don't know. People are just too evil to receive the thought. If I can send a thought to you and you read exactly what I was thinking, we can do the same thing without the device. We are the mobile device. And if that's hard to do and hard to get, if you want to send thought out, find a friend and text it. I am sending love to people who are suffering right now. They'll receive it and join with you. There's so much we can do. And people are doing it. I'm not saying like we're not doing it because the world is so balanced. It just depends which side has the weight. And if it's out of balance based on how I'm seeing it, what can I do to bring it back to the balance that I know it can be? It's a responsibility, and we all have what it takes to do it.
We do have what it takes. We have to sit down and be quiet sometimes and find it. When there was no time and before there was a number, the Spirit did prevail in a song of ecstasy. And before I had a dream or a lesson to remember, the Spirit gently held the song inside of me. So I sing a song of joy, I sing a song of knowing that all is truly well, and that heaven is at hand. Sometimes I may cry that I don't know where I'm going, but God's love does prevail, as God's love only can. When there was no time and before there was a number, the Spirit did prevail in a song of ecstasy. And before I had a dream or these lessons to remember, the Spirit gently held the song inside of me. So I sing a song of joy, such a liar. But God's love does prevail, as God's love only can. So let's sing a song of joy. Let's sing of something higher. That all is truly well when compassion is the plan. Sometimes we may cry that this world is such a liar. God's love does prevail, as God's love only can. I guess it feels like when you say heaven is at hand, what does that mean? Heaven is at hand. What does that mean to you in the thread? What does it mean when you say heaven is at hand? What does it mean when you say God's love does prevail, as God's love only can? What does that mean? What it means. To me, it's like when I look at the sunshine, when I look at the sun, when I look at the plants, the plant sisters. When I look at the earth, when I look at my skin, my body, the way my mind works, or the capacity for it, or some of it, it's like, man, something very intelligent is in place here. It's way bigger than these governments. And the alarm that they have us living under sometimes. I just look at the sun. Take some time with God. Breathe in the truth of who I am, who you are, our families, our villages, our country, our continent, our galaxy. And there I am, right in the center. There you are, right in the center with me. We all carry God in us. And God is carrying us. So I sing a song of joy. I sing of something higher. Oh, all is well. And love is the plan. And even when I cry that the world is such a liar, God's love does prevail, as God's love only can, as God's love only can. Oh, yes. There's a song inside of me. I know, I know, I know. There's a song inside of you and me. God put that song inside of me. Yeah. No matter what state of mind, no matter what state of mind I'm in, I know the energy is right here, carrying me, moving me, and growing me. There's always something there to remind me. Always. Yes. Always something there. There's always something there. We ain't out here not knowing. There's something there for us. Heaven can be caught in a glimpse of anything. I hear a note or a chord being played on a piano, and I know that all is well in my soul. It is in a smile, a hug, or in the earnest of a sigh. Heaven. Yeah. Heaven is ours today. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, Charles. God's love is ever present. Yes, Laverne. Right where I am, God is. God's love is ever present. Yes. Love is the only answer, and love will take us higher. Yes. I'm thankful. I'm thankful, man. And, you know, and it's and moment to moment, we get to choose. We get to choose moment to moment.
Moment to moment.
You know, and those of us who have a lot of time to ourselves, and you are by your, you know, you live alone, or you live in a house that not a lot of people in it, and or you've calmed your way of doing what you do so that everything is not in a flurry right now. Because right now, you know, we have those peaks and ebbs. Sometimes everything is like, zzz, and then there's times when it's like,
yes.
You know, when that's happening, remember this: breathe. Find the peace in the grace is in the storm, right? Love is the key.
Love is the key.
Yes. Heaven is right where we are, waiting for a witness. Come on now. Let the church say amen now.
Amen.
Yes, yes.
We have a church.
Deliver me today, in all things deliver me. Who am I? You might say that I am your integrity. So consider me today, in all things consider me. Who am I? You might say that I am yours. The sweetest song embraced in love, the ebb of what can never leave. The flow, the balance truly comes as you deliver me. In all things deliver me. Who am I? You might say that I am yours eternally. So consider me today, in all things consider me. Who am I? You might say that I am yours. Betrayal lives in yesterday. That winds of change can turn around. Love will spring, love abounds as you deliver me. In all things deliver me. Who am I? You might say that I am yours eternally. So consider me today, in all things consider me. Who am I? You might say that I am yours. talking to you. God said, deliver me today. In all things, deliver me. Who am I? You might say that I am your integrity. So consider me today. In all things, consider me. Who am I? You might say that I am yours. Who am I? You might say that I'm yours. Don't you know that I am holding you? There I am inside each breath you take. And my arms are everywhere you are. I will carry you. I will stand this test of time for you. Feel me loving you. I am the rock. I am your place of salvation. I am your strength. I am the hand that you hold on to. I am the voice that is always saying, I will give you rest. I will give you rest. What does that mean? I will give you rest. I'm giving you rest. I am the rest in you. Come, all ye heavy laden, come, all ye heavy laden, I will give you rest. I think that means you got to sow the seed of rest. You got to stop. You got to turn within. You got to be quiet and breathe and listen. And then open your eyes and look and see what it is for you to do. And bring it. And bring it. I thought I saw Lauren on the call. Yes. Peace and blessings. An old favorite. I am the rock. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But it means something different to me now. You know, when it says feel me, you know, the part that says like, don't you know that I am holding you? I am there inside each breath you take. And my arms are everywhere. I have carried you. I will stand this test of time. Feel me loving you. That's the one that feel me loving you. You gotta feel it. You know, you gotta feel it. You gotta really feel it. Because when you can feel it, it ain't in here no more.
Right.
You know, it's not, wait a minute. It's not in here. It's in here. It's all over you. It's whole saturation.
Yes. Intoxication. Get intoxicated.
Yeah, it's fulfillment.
Yes. Soulful feeling.
Yeah. And I just think when you can live from that place, the world is better. So I hope that you're finding peace where you are. You know?
Yes, yes.
Because God needs you to shine that light. God is you when you're shining. God is you. Shine that light. Mm. So, the beautiful evolving you
Mm.
says through introspection, I find that it is okay to react differently to the various dramas in my life. But I know that I must work on being calm in all situations and being non judgmental. I must let truth be my guide. That's beautiful. This is Brahma Shakti Fudale. Through introspection, I find that it is okay to react differently to the various dramas in my life. Hmm. But I know that I must work on being calm in all the situations and being non judgmental. I must let truth be my guide. God bless you. The beautiful evolving you. It's beautiful. 365 days of bliss. Yeah. So, brother,
Rickie, what you got going on?
oh, yeah. Okay. First, let me talk about what you got going on. Being you with life coach Ade. Ade.
Correct.
Ade.
Yep.
Ade. Well, life coach Ade. Ade. and life coach. And
That's right.
that's on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock
Hmm.
Pacific time, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
Pacific time. And then you have uh, help me out 1 o'clock Eastern
One
time,
o'clock Eastern and 6
6
p.m.
p.m.
UK time.
UK time. So check out his beautiful podcast. Is Reverend Deborah with you this week?
Now, first Tuesday of the month.
First Tuesday of the month. And I am in the B Hood with the Sunday devotional. We are having a great time there, just being. And it's been so amazing and phenomenal. Here's a shout out to Heather Houston. I did a sing with these, I think we had about 45, maybe we had about 45, 50 people on the sing. And it was a paid event where they come and they sing, they pay a fee to sing. And I said, well, that might be a nice thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a sing, and it's a Zoom,
Hmm.
and it's the chants, and different people come and teach their songs, and I taught on Monday night, and it was great. It was really great. So that here's a shout out to Heather Houston and the singing group up there, and I will be in Las Vegas August 2nd and Fort Lauderdale August 9th, uh, and I'll be coming. We'll be doing our thing this week. We're going to be in the B Hood inside in my house, but we're coming out so more frequently. But it's a big deal when we come out. It's a lot to move everything. So thank you for your understanding and tuning in on for our Sunday devotionals because uh, we put a lot into it and we love doing it. We love doing it. Kuumba in Motion Expressing Transformation is the nonprofit that houses all of our creativity here. Kuumba means creativity. So what we're doing under the blessing of this beautiful nonprofit that's becoming like a church now, or more like a spiritual center. So we're thankful for all of it. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you, Life Coach, for being a great co-facilitator,
Thank you,
and
Rickie.
thank you for shining the light in your own way. It's a beautiful thing. Uh, it's wonderful. I'm glad you made me do this podcast.
I'm an Aries. I'm here to catalyze change. So
And
yes, and thank you for yielding. It's perfect actually because you're Libra. I'm Aries. You're my opposite. I'm your opposite. So it works well.
well, hey, speaking of Aries, here's a shout out to John Barnes, who wasn't an Aries. He was a Pisces, but he had us believing he was Aries for many years. But
Wow.
the great John Barnes made
Mm,
his transition. He
mm,
passed on, but he left so many incredible works that he gave to the world. And one of the greatest was In the Land of I Am with my record, and From Within, which he encouraged, and Let My Soul Surrender, which he helped to inspire and guide the project. Soul Fulfilling. I used the piano in his studio to play it. I mean, it's just like he was an amazing friend, and a fantastic producer and mentor for Georgia. I mean, we all learned so much from him, my children, Stephen. We all, Agape, benefited from John Barnes. He was just a great man. And so here's a blessing to John Barnes. It's free from that incarnation and flies in the heart of God. Ashe, Ashe, oh. Make the most of your days.
Every day. Right? Peace.
God bless you.
Let our joy be so triumphant that we reign.